Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be making some spicy cheddar snack sticks, and these sticks are great. They are smoky with that classic tangy flavor and a whole lot of heat. Let's get started. First off, we're going to be using sheep casings. Now, you could use whatever casings you have on hand. I like the 18-20 millimeter sheep casings. These are new to the sausage maker. Very nice and tender. Encapsulated citric acid. Encapsulated citric acid is what's going to deliver that old-fashioned tangy flavor that snack sticks are known for. You have to at least cook your sausage to 150 degrees, and once you do, that ECA will release inside your meat, lowering the pH, giving you a nice tangy flavor. So we're just going to weigh that out right quick, and I'll make a dedicated video for encapsulated citric acid that covers all the finer details, but through this video, you'll get the idea. As far as peppers go, use whatever you could tolerate. We're working on a project utilizing some of the world's hottest chilies, and so that's what we're going to use in this recipe, and so it's going to be really nice and spicy. And for the cheese, we're just going to be using some high-quality, extra sharp cheddar cheese that we got from the grocery store. No reason to get high-temp cheese for this recipe because we're only cooking our snack sticks to 150 degrees, so this cheddar should not melt, as it typically melts between 152 and 155. So let's look at the protein. I personally like a combination of beef and pork. You can make this all beef, you can make it all pork, but we're going to start with some back fat, some lean beef, and of course, some pork shoulder or some lean pork. It's really up to you. At the end of the day, you want about a 30% fat ratio to a 70% lean meat ratio. And this is what it should look like. We've got our pork fat, beef, and pork cut into cubes, ready for the chiller. Once it's properly chilled, and I'm talking between 32 to 35 Fahrenheit, we're going to go ahead and grind it. And how you grind it is completely up to you. I like a finer texture, so I'm going to grind mine twice, once on a 12 millimeter and then again on a 4 millimeter, and I just want to make sure it's chilled throughout the entire process. And between grinds, we're going to add our spices. So we're going to add our chili flakes, garlic, salt, pepper. This has got some mustard powder, chipotle powder. All of our seasonings are going to go in right here, and we're just going to toss that well to combine. And if you're going to be grinding twice, you definitely want to make sure that your meat is chilled before grinding. So pop it in the freezer for a quick 30 to 45 minutes if you need to. Otherwise, you could smear the fat, and that's no good. So once you're done grinding your meat, let's go ahead and mix it. We're going to start by adding some ice cold water, and I'm using my KitchenAid, but you could do this with your hands, or if you have a larger mixer, it really doesn't matter. And we're just going to mix this until that meat mixture gets incredibly sticky. And so if you grab a little handful of it and you turn your hand upside down, it should stick to your hand. And as soon as that happens, you can move on to the next step, which is the addition of our cheddar cheese cubes. If you add these too early, you could break apart those cubes through the process of mixing. So I typically like to throw them in at the very last minute and then just mix for another 10 or 15 seconds until they get well incorporated. Now that that's mixed, it's time to add our encapsulated citric acid. This ingredient must be added at the very, very end of your recipe. Otherwise, the citric acid could be released too early, lowering the pH too quickly, and then that could give you some binding issues. So in the last 20 seconds of mixing, we're just going to add our encapsulated citric acid, and we're going to mix it until it's well mixed. And that's it. Now our batter is finished. It's time to go ahead and stuff it. We're going to be using our double stuffer with our sheep casings, and I got to be honest, it takes a little bit of practice to get good at using this particular horn. But whew, I tell you, you can make some snack sticks, hot dogs pretty quick with this thing. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and lubricate each one of those horns with a little bit of water, and we're going to put our sheep casings on. And what I like about these casings is that they're double A grade. And that just means that they're rated for emulsified sausages, which means by the time you get them, they're going to have a lot less little punctures and holes, and they're going to burst a lot less. They're just an overall better quality casing, especially when you're doing, small diameter sausages. So we're going to give that a little prick and get to stuffing. Now that our links have been formed, we're going to immediately place that into our smoker, and that's one of the requirements for using encapsulated citric acid. You have to cook everything the same day. You can't let it sit in the fridge overnight. So let's get our smoker ready, and I'm going to be using pecan and hickory for the smoke. And we're using the Bella's cold smoke generator. Believe it or not, I can actually control the smoke better with this exterior unit So while that's pumping in smoke, our smoking and smoker is going to be cooking the sausages, and we want to cook these low and slow, and that's really the trick with these snack sticks. So we're going to start off at about 125, and that's when we start applying smoke, and then we're just going to gradually increase the temperature over the next several hours. With the smoking and smoker, super easy to do because it has a digital controller. If you don't have one like this, just slowly increase the temperature till you get to an internal temperature of 150 degrees, because that's when that encapsulated citric acid is going to be released, giving you that really nice tangy flavor. Our sticks are officially finished, and I gotta tell you, they look and smell great. We're gonna take them and immediately place them in some ice cold water. That's going to stop the cooking process, and it's gonna keep them from shriveling up when they cool down. And then finally, if you want, this is totally optional, you can place them on a drying rack at room temperature for anywhere between 4 to 8 hours. This is known as blooming your sausages, and it doesn't do anything for the flavor, but it really enhances the color. It's going to give you that really nice deep mahogany color. And after they're done blooming, go ahead and place them in the fridge overnight. That's going to help develop their flavor even more. And it's now the next day, and it's time to give it the bend test, see if it snaps. Yes, no problem. That sheep casing just delivers such a great snap. In my opinion, much better than collagen casings. Our meat looks great, juicy, fine texture, nice cheddar cheese pieces right there. And let's give it a taste. Wow, that's nice. Spicy, smoky, tangy. You got that extra sharp cheddar cheese bringing some umami. Just an overall great snack stick. And I hope you get a chance to make it. If you have any questions about this project, leave them in the comment section below. And if you're new to the channel, we want to say welcome. Thanks for watching. We post new videos each week. We'll see you in the next one.